What the? When did it get pitch dark all of a sudden?
The lights are all out.
Faria, Avakir. Thank goodness you're safe.
Avakir filled me in about everything. About how I ambushed you all. He told me about Tarnigan, too. Is it true?
What difference does it make? What's done is done.
Stop casting me off, just for once!
Faria, not now. It can wait. Dohalim, Lenegis is in grave peril.
So I can see.
It's the city's core reactor. It's damaged. Some of the basic systems we've managed to keep online, but complete restoration's still a way off.
We need to stop that riot.
But how do we do that?
Well, you have a
Riots
shield.
feed on discontent and unrest, right? So if we want to keep the peace, we just need to put people's minds at ease.
At ease? Like by letting them hear directly from someone they trust. Who's the highest-ranking person in Lenegis right now?
You.
Avakir, you mentioned a few facilities were still online. Which ones?
Heed me now, fellow Renans of Lenegis. It is I, Lord Dohalim Ilkaris of Eldamen and Sia. The city's core reactor has experienced a malfunction. However, we have our top engineers attending to the matter, and things will soon be back to normal. I know that you feel abandoned, perhaps more scared and alone than ever before. But I ask you all to keep one thing in mind. You are Lenegis, not the lords and sovereign. The solidarity of its citizens is the mortar that holds it together. I would be honored to stand with you, not as a person of loftier rank, but as another human being among many.
Hey, the power comes back on. Good timing for that speech.
Your speech seems to have done the trick. Looks like the city won't be descending into chaos after all. When I bumped into you after all those years, I said you were no different. But I was wrong. Truth is, you were always different. Maybe now I can finally begin to accept Tarnigan's death. To see a future.
From this day forth, I shall dedicate myself to the future inhabitants of this world. Though the memories of the departed shall remain forever in my heart.
Remember,
The story
you're
for
going to
this
be
game's
leading the
so
people
good.
here, not ruling them.
We should be heading back to the ship. Business on Rena awaits.
Still can't fast travel, which is really annoying. So I would have really loved to have been able to fast travel by now, but oh well.
It's also entirely possible that the first thing we're going to face is an attack.
If we come across a capital, we should... What?
Not gonna lie, that scared me when she screamed like that. Oh, well, shit. Oh, they're teleporting me. That's so fucking creepy. I love it, though.
Our course has been altered. The coordinates are pointing to a different destination.
What's that?
The engine is being shut down.
That's bad, right?
Are they trying to finish us off before we can land?
Everyone, look there!
Oh, well, shit, hello. Beam is back to
A flower blooming out of Rena?
But that flower looks like it's absorbing all of Dana's energy.
And it appears Lenegis is serving as a conduit for that energy to reach here. Could that have been its true purpose all along?
If that's true, Do you think the people back on Lenegis are all right?
We can only pray that they are.
We're watching Dana die before our eyes, and we have no choice but to sit here and starve to death?
Law, calm down. You're not the only one who's worried here. Now what?
Do you think we might run into more Renans here? Or those red women?
Perhaps. Someone brought us here. The question is, who?
Boo!
Ah! What the? Are you out of your mind? This isn't the time for games, Rinwell!
Oh, come on. How am I supposed to resist with you looking all jittery like that?
It's called experiencing feelings appropriate to the situation. You ought to try it sometime.
Wait, am I allowed to go back on the ship? Hey, there's mold on the floor. Ew.
This place looks a lot like that room we saw back in the Forbidden Zone.
Hey, a red woman.
It's one of those!
A red woman in disguise. Or is this their true form?
So it was a trap?
Doesn't look like it.
Tell me, are you the one who brought us here?
That is correct. It is unusual for me to have unexpected guests these days.
It can talk.
We did not come to this place by choice. Our ship was brought here against our will, by a group of red women who can shift into the same form as you.
In that case, we can assume my brethren who serve the Great Spirit have deemed you all to be a threat most grave.
What do you mean, serve? Are you saying there really is someone more powerful than the red women, pulling their strings?
I have a full body
What did you
scan.
do to us?
I examined your bodies. You have not been harmed in any way. The Sovereign and Maiden are among you. However, you aren't under its control. I see why they viewed you as a danger now.
Oh, goody. More riddles.
Do you think we can trust this thing?
Like it or not, it may be our best chance at a ticket out of here.
Robot, answer my
I
questions.
shall now answer your questions.
Oh, hey.
We are Helganquil. The red women you encountered previously are a form of disguise we employ from time to time, but not our true form.
Helganquil?
You are on Dake Phasol, a celestial base which drifted here by accident. The will of Rena's great spirit no longer reaches us here. Since my sudden separation from the Great Spirit's influence, I have used any and all means to extend my lifespan. As I have done so, I have also set out to monitor and research Rena and Dana from this position.
What is this great spirit of which you speak? Is it something that rules over your kind?
The Great Astral Spirit is a large mass of astral energy that fills all of Rena, one with its own will, a voice we cannot refuse. Rena's astral energy is amassed at its center, whereas Dana's is shared among all its constituents. So thinly is that energy spread that it cannot coalesce and formulate a will. Our findings here indicate as much.
Which explains why we felt its will where we did.
Is that why the crown contest is necessary? So that the Great Spirit can feed off of Dana?
And it was to that end that we Helganquil devised the crown contest. Had the initial spirit channeling from 300 years ago succeeded, all of Dana's astral energy would have been seized.
But the ceremony failed. Lenegis was severely damaged, and you lost both the Sovereign and the Renasalma.
Correct. A change in plan was required to ensure the spirit channeling's success. However, recreating the Renis Alma required a vast amount of energy. That is why we turned to Dana.
So that was the real purpose behind the crown contest. An efficient means to harvest the necessary energy from Dana.
I wish for you all to slay the Great Spirit.
Hey.
I'm sorry, did you just ask us to kill your master?
I did. It is in your best interest that you do so, I might add.
What makes you say that?
Lenegis has entered the final stage of the spirit channeling plan. Dana's energy is being harvested en masse and transmitted to Rena. If nothing is done about the Great Spirit, it will not be long before all is lost.
You're saying the destruction we saw earlier is just the beginning? That...
We won't let that happen.
In spite of our long service to the Great Spirit, our species is on the brink of extinction. At this stage, it would be wise for you to talk with the others. Ask them what you need to know. Once you have your answer, return to me. If you agree to help, I shall fix your ship.
Find the others. Oh shit, there's people here.
Who are they?
What is it?
Oh, my apologies. It's just been so long since I've seen any humans from the outside world.
Are you a Renan?
Oh, yeah, I guess so. The Overseer told us to answer any questions you might have. Whatever you want to know, we'll tell you as much as we can.
Have you guys lived up here in Dag Fazel with Hevrek 35 for a long time?
Yes. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head just how long it's been, though. Things are going just fine with the Overseer. Not that it'll be around much longer. It can't extend its life any further. That said, I'm sure it's pleased to see the final stage of the plan before it passes on, though.
Thank you for answering our questions. Please, tell us what you know about the Helganquill.
You mean the Overseer's species? I can't say I know much about them.
Well, for starters, where'd they come from?
Where else? From Rena, obviously.
From Rena? Wait, are you telling us those things live right alongside the Renans down there?
Of course not. There's really no such thing as Renans in the first place.
Excuse me?
Oh, I thought the Overseer explained everything.
Apparently not.
Please, tell us more.
The Renans were originally created from Danans by the Helganquill.
Damn, okay.
But if that's true, then that would mean there aren't any people on Rena.
There aren't. But there are Helganquill. That's what the name literally means in their language. People of Rena.
But what need could they possibly have to create a whole new race of people?
It was a way to bolster their dwindling workforce. I trust you're aware that the Helganquill are on the verge of extinction, yes? In essence, we were created to carry on their work for the Great Spirit after they all die. They gathered Danans who had an affinity for astral arts and proceeded from there. That's why we, as their descendants, can all cast arts, albeit to varying degrees.
Let me get this straight. Are you saying Renans were originally created from Danans that the Helganquill kidnapped?
That explains why almost nobody can use Astro Arts on Dana now.
Helganquill technology is truly amazing. The way they alter their bodies is far less invasive than your conventional surgeries. They have these tiny machines that are practically invisible, which they insert into their bodies and...
Enough! You needn't tell us anymore.
Man, he was getting into the
How can you speak so calmly about all of this?
Alphen, will you help me?
You don't even need to ask. Of course I will.
Thank you, my friend.
It sounds like everyone's learning from their past and using it to create a better future for everyone.
What about you, Shion? How do you feel about the origin of the Renans?
To be honest, I'm not really all that shocked, actually. I mean, I might be a Renan in the literal sense, but I've never really felt like one of them.
Conflicts will keep happening. If we have any hope of moving on and building a better future, we have to all learn to forgive each other.
You know, you're right.
Well, is everybody ready to do what needs to be done?
I am. There's a lot to think about, but at the end of the day, Dana's still in danger. I don't care who we're up against. We'll kick their ass.
One way or another, I think beating the Great Spirit is going to be tied to us saving Shion.
And if Rena's Great Spirit is what's behind Dana's pending destruction, then...
Shion's thorns are the Great Spirit? It's not actually on Rena like we thought?
We don't know anything for certain. At the very least, though, I think it's possible her thorns are a part of the Great Spirit.
While the main body resides in Rena.
If these thorns really are a part of Rena's Great Spirit, I'm going to go over there and give it a piece of my mind and then some.
Hey, there we go.
Our minds are made up. Let's go give Hevrek 35 our answer.
Alrighty, well, that is where I'm going to call it for today. So, you guys have a wonderful day, night, afternoon, whatever time it is for you. Remember to like, follow, subscribe, tap the bell icon, all that fun stuff that we do over here on YouTube. Stay salty, my friends. I'll see you all on the next one.